Hey everybody, welcome back to GWN. I'm Noctair, your host. So we are on part 2 of our Builder Hall 9 upgrade guide. In the first part I talked a little bit about, really what I call the auto upgrade path. For those of you who are going to prioritize auto in your upgrade and get him done knocked out, right away. But a lot of people, you may not have a sufficient level of the battle machine or the Mega Tesla or the cannon carts. You might not have done your gear ups yet. There's all kinds of reasons why you may decide you don't want to prioritize those particular upgrades to get to auto early on because they might take a long time, or maybe you just, you're playing it very casual and you just don't really need the second builder right away. And that's okay. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How you can still work your way through the upgrade and what I think is the most efficient and probably the best way for the new meta, as well as what should be the troop upgrades in general. And we didn't really talk a whole lot about troops in the last video, so we'll cover that in this one as well. First and foremost, on the dev build, I've got everything laid out in primary, secondary, and tertiary like I always do. We're going to go ahead and get straight into it. We'll upgrade everything using hammers, even though you're probably going to want to use more resources on some of these lower ones, but we'll do it the fast way right now. So, Builder Hall 8 to Builder Hall 9, got that taken care of. Now, once the Builder Hall is upgraded, you want to jump in right away and grab all the new stuff, get it down on the board. So we'll grab the auto hut, our 4 new walls, the firecrackers, and the lava launcher. And then, of course, our spring trap and the mega mine. Now, when we talk about the traps and mines, I don't have we'll call it a specific upgrade path for traps and mines. What I do is I insert them in between the other upgrades I do, and I just knock them out where the resources make sense. I mean, like, for example, your initial upgrade on the spring trap, it's 30,000. Mega mine, 40,000. You're going to have times when you only have, say, a couple 300,000 gold there, and that's not enough to upgrade one of the bigger items that are, 4.5 million, whatever. And that's a good opportunity to knock out one of these traps or mines to get them upgraded. I always recommend get all the new stuff up to the same level as the old stuff. So before you start working on your regular mines, mega mines, spring traps, and push traps, you're going to want to go ahead and get these other two upgraded first. So kind of keep that in mind as you're going through most of your upgrades. Now, once everything's on the board, like I said, you want to get it upgraded to where it matches all the other stuff. For those of you that max Builder Hall 8, that's going to be level 8. That's what I'm going to do. I'll probably alternate back and forth between the lava launcher and the firecrackers. And this is going to take a few seconds because, well, it just takes a while to tip-tap all this stuff out. But I'm going to upgrade each one of them as quickly as I can to get them to level 8. And once I finally reach level 8, whatever order it ends up being, I might do some doubles and I might do some triples and I might do some one and then only one. I don't know. But once I finally get them up to level 8, that will provide me with a good, solid Builder Hall 9 level 8 defending base. And that's what I really want. I want to be able to defend as well as I can against everybody else so that I can manage to get some decent resources. All the trophy rankings are going to adjust, and they're going to adjust out to a point that Builder Hall 9 will probably own everything from about 3,500 trophies and up. Full max Builder Hall 8s will live in the 3,000 to 3,300 range, but probably not much higher than that. So the better your defense is, the better you'll be able to defend. The stronger your offense is, the more likely you are to win. Keep it in mind. Now, where do we put the lava launcher in our upgrade path? Believe it or not only will it be a primary, but I'm actually going to put it ahead of the multi-mortar. I believe that the lava launcher is going to represent a serious hit to ground attacks. That pool of lava that lasts for almost 20 seconds is going to really disrupt these ground attacks that like to go up and hammer on the wall or work their way into just one particular defense and sit there and shoot at it over and over and over again. So whether it's a Night Witch or a Sneaky Archer, and even some cases the Rage Barbarians, they're going to have a hard time with that lava pit that they have to sit in order to take things down. It's even bigger of an issue for things like the cannon carts, which you only get a few per camp. So these are resources that you can't really just throw away. You have to be very careful of them. So I think Lava Launcher comes in second place. When everything is upgraded to level 8, and I'm not including the traps and mines, of course, I'm talking about the new defenses. Once I have them up to level 8, at that point, I'm going to upgrade my Star Lab because I want to be able to upgrade troops. I will go ahead and upgrade barracks because I want to play with the new Hall Glider. But if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to be using power potions with it, don't bother. Do it later on in your upgrade rotation. Next, you got to consider how much are you going to be needed your storages. And the storages will be needed fairly early on unless you've got the perks that come with the gold pass, because you will very quickly need the additional capacity to be able to upgrade these key defenses. So we'll go ahead and upgrade our storages. All 4 of them, so that we can do upgrades using resources greater than the 4.2 million that we get. But keep in mind, you don't have to do these right away. You can postpone them a little bit, because if you've got the bonus perks that you get with the gold pass, things will be a lot cheaper. Plus, a lot of things aren't even over that 4.2 million in the first place. So keep that in mind as you lay out your path. Next, Roaster. Then the Lava Launcher. Then the Multi-Mortar. Then the Mega Tesla. And finally, the Giant Cannon. These are your key defenses. These defenses are going to do the most damage to opposition troops overall in the course of your defense. Secondary tier, firecrackers, air bombs, hidden Teslas, crushers, and double cannons. Why would we want to upgrade these in this order? Well, let's take a look at each one of them. Consider your firecrackers. When you upgrade them, you get an additional 10% on the damage, a little bit better than 10%, maybe like 11 or 12%, as well as an additional 53 points of hit points. Air bombs, same thing, roughly 10%, and then about 5% increase on the hit points. So that's a fairly substantial increase, especially when you consider that in the case of firecrackers, it's multiplied by 5. And I've said before, and I'll say again, I think we're going to be running into an air meta, folks. So that means you really want to get those air targeting defenses up quickly. Hidden Teslas, crushers, double cannons, all those are going to do great against both air in the case of the Hidden Teslas, and then certainly against ground in the case of all 3 of them. Why would I put archer towers, cannons, and guard posts toward the end? Have you ever heard anybody say, boy, I find those archer towers really intimidating? Yeah, I haven't either. They're not very intimidating, and they have a low amount of increased damage that they can do, as well as hit points. It's still around that 10 and 5% like most other things, but it's just not enough for what they do to make it worthwhile. So even though they are lower cost, I'm going to put them off for just a little while longer and do them towards the end of my rotation. When am I going to do the walls? I'll do the low-level walls in between, and then the high-level walls are going to be at the very end. Talking about troops. Always, always, always do your key attack strategy first. That doesn't change, never has. For me, it's going to be minion drops, which means I'm going to upgrade first my beta minions, followed by my drop ships. Now, if you're all maxed at Builder Hall 8 and you're flexible in your attack strategies, you very well may want to make this exact same move as I am. And the reason why is because, again, stronger ground defenses than air. I believe we move into an air meta. I think that the air is going to do better. You get an additional 2 units of beta minions, and the baby dragons, which should be the next one, I think, also get an additional unit. I think this is going to bring back some of that dirty baby dragon spam, as it's been called in the past. Why? Because against a average Builder Hall 9 base, you can use baby dragons to take out the entire outer periphery of a base. And if you can do that in a way that cuts a path into the town hall, one camp of max level beta minions is going to take out the town hall as well. So you can easily get into that 50 and 60% range, 2 stars, with a relatively precise attack using baby dragons and beta minions. It can also be paired with any of a number of other troops. I think one of our really stronger attack strategies is going to be a combination of all 3 of those air troops: dropships, baby dragons, and the beta minions. So kind of play around with that and decide exactly how you're going to go. The next thing I'm going to do, I think cannon carts, boxer giants, and super P.E.K.K.A. Now, why would I want to do those, and why in that particular order? Well, cannon carts, of course, they're kind of the workhorse of these ground strategies, so it makes sense to get them upgraded as soon as you can. Boxer giants, lots and lots and lots of additional HP, makes them a much better tank. The super P.E.K.K.A., look at those hit point increases. 611 when you go from up to level 17. And then going up to level 18, you get another 672. That is absolutely huge. It's like, what, a 20% jump or somewhere in that ballpark overall? That's a lot of additional hit points. She becomes even more of a tank than she ever was before. After this, you know, if you like to trickle your sneaky archers, if you like maybe the Bart type of attacks, I think you can do that. But in the case of both the Rage Barbarians and the sneaky archers, I think the lava launcher is going to be a problem for them. So they're going to fall to the end of my upgrade rotation. The next thing I'm going to probably do is going to be Night Witches. And why would I want to do the Night Witches? Because I love my Mitch. I always have, I always will. Plus I like Drop Mitch. I think it's fun. Now, where do we fit the bomber in? I think he comes towards the end. Looking at what he gets increased damage and hit points. His big bomb ability gets a bit of a boost, which of course is necessary so that it'll take out the level 9 walls. But kind of towards the end of my ground run. I might do that before I do Rage Barbarians and Sneaky Archers. It kind of depends on how I decide to use them and what I run into. But the Bomber, Sneaky Archer, and Rage Barbarian, they're all going to be in roughly the same position of my upgrade path for troops. Because, to be quite frank, I just don't use them that much. And the Bomber, of course, is plenty strong at level 10 to do most of what you need at Builder Hall 8, so why spend so much on them? Last but not least, we talk about the Hall Glider. Why am I putting the Hall Glider off to the very end of Builder Hall 9? Well, to be honest, it's way too much money and time. Let's be straight here. It's 58 days of upgrade time and 48.6 million elixir to get him to level 18. I'm sorry, but if you ask me, that is just insane. That is a lot. It is forever. It is through the roof. I cannot possibly imagine doing that right away. I can't see it. Doesn't make sense. In fact, I would even say upgrade your battle machine before you do the Hall Gliders. And I think you'll get far more bang for the buck out of that upgrade. I think the battle machine at level 30 is going to do more for you than you'll be able to do with a Hall Glider. And to be honest, I don't think the Hall Glider is going to be worth anything until at least level 14. I think it's going to take that long to get the Hall Glider to a point that he can actually really be effective in attacks. You get your additional unit once you get to level 8, which is good, but it's just not going to be as strong until you get up to level 18, where you can actually use it as a max troop. Obviously, last but not least, we get to the battle machine. Not too terrible much to do with him. You can actually do it without even upgrading your storages if you want to do them early. There we go. your level 30 battle machine. So that would be the general upgrade path that I recommend folks take. That's how I'm going to do it on my alts. My main game, of course, is going to follow the auto path. If you've got any comments or questions, drop them down below. Always happy to answer your questions and respond back. I try to hit every single comment and every email that I get. Thanks a lot for sticking around to the end of the video, and I will talk at y'all later. Keep on clashing. Bye now.